Yeah, Daredevil Fall from Grace. It's been crazy. We've had, reporters doing hacking and Elektra and Daredevil, and we've had Nick Fury and crazy generals and viruses and telepaths and just things are all over the place. It's crazy, and I'm just, what's going to happen this episode? Welcome back to Longbox Diving, where we explore comics and story arcs pulled from the long box. Yep, last episode was a wild ride. And I even forgot to mention cyborgs and ninjas. That was in there too. Venom was in there. And I know, I'm thinking to myself, can it actually get any crazier than it already has? Yeah, I think you can. Whew. So we open issue 322 with Nick Fury having a flashback and remembering when General Kinkoy had actually experimented on Teresa, which is Eddie's girlfriend, who was also a telepath and also seems to be the source of the virus. The virus being something that, when infected into a person, they then can control how they develop their body or what they want their body to become and do. So that is actually a really interesting idea, and they used a telepath DNA and something to make it more like, or telekinetic, I don't know, telepath, telekinetic, whatever. It's inside the virus. It allows the virus to allow the person to control what they grow into and what they become. So really kind of explains why everybody is after this thing. Now, King Koi, Nick Fury took him out and said, hey, hang him off the edge of the Halo carrier. He got kicked out of the military, and because of these experiments, and he got kicked out of S.H.I.E.L.D., and so he is on the outs. Now, back in the present, we see Daredevil taking Eddie to a safe place where he can keep him protected. And there's a great panel where Eddie falls through the skylight, and Daredevil comes jumping down like that, grabs him in midair, does a flip, and lands with Eddie in his arms. Now, this appears to be fairly superhuman to me. I know Daredevil has the enhanced senses, hearing, smell, taste, whatnot, but I didn't know he could catch a dude falling through the air and land, and it looks like it's a good 50 feet. That seems fairly superhuman to me, and I know for sure I couldn't do it, but I can't do much of anything that Daredevil can do. So maybe it isn't. Maybe it's something that's just really cool. It was really cool. Now, Daredevil and Eddie are being watched by Cyborg. The cyborg Fury sent. Not Cyborg, but a cyborg that Fury sent. I believe his name is John Kelly, which is human name, and his robot cyborg name is Siege. And he's actually outside, and he's kind of watching over them through his robot cyborg eyes. Now, we're back to this group called Shadow Root, which is kind of part of the Hand in some way, who's trying to extract Elektra's essence from the body of the dude named Garrett, who thought he was president. He's also a cyborg. And they have him strapped. They have both strapped to the table, and they're taking the essence out of him, and they're going to put it over into Elektra, which does not, it kind of looks like Elektra, but totally different outfit, different color, different theme. I guess evil Elektra. I don't know. Garrett's getting rebuilt as a cyborg, and then we have panels where we're back into Ben Urich's place, and his place is being broken into. He hit the person that was stealing whatever was stealing in the hand, and so later that day in the office, Sarah Harrington, the reporter from the first episode who was hacking the computer systems and finding out about Matt Daredevil identity, was the one. It appears she's the one that actually broke into his apartment and stole whatever she stole. Now, then we get an airport. We see Venom standing there talking to somebody about being a protector, and he's like the lethal one. Cool cut. The lethal protector. That was funny. So, but if you look at the Eddie's face, it doesn't look good. The artist here just really seems to have a problem with close-up faces, and it's not I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Otherwise, faraway art, the grittiness, the fights, pretty cool. But when you get in close, all right. But now it appears that Venom is after the virus. Now, everybody's after the virus. Now, I have not seen where the Yeti Ninjas are back yet. I'm assuming they'll come in soon. They were in the first. I don't know where they are. Then should we come back? We see Daredevil in the office at the law firm, and he ends up having a fight with Foggy because he's spending too much time as Daredevil, and Foggy feels like his stuff in the office seems to be lacking a little bit. And they have a little fight, and he kind of goes out and slams his cane. And now, honestly, this really, really was good for me because he shows some character. He looks really human. He has human emotions. He has fights with his best friend. Humans do that. People do that. So really kind of that character moment for me, that was really pretty good. Now, we see Eddie's memories. He's looking at some pictures of Teresa. He has some memories where they're both strapped into some machines with the helmets on. It looks like when they're becoming telepathic, telekinetic, or whatever they're becoming. And he is remembering this, and then Shadow Root shows up to get him. But then Siege comes down, and then Daredevil comes down, and it is an all-out brawl. Three-way fight. Daredevil's trying to keep Eddie safe. Siege seems to be trying to get Eddie as well, but fight Shadow Root. But Siege's main priority is to get Garrett, so it's kind of just all-out brawl. And we see this black and white 2-page spread, and it's amazing. I really do like this. There's just a little bit of script in there that says, now let's do it this my way. And it appears to me that Daredevil's able to knock out the light or something like that, and they're all fighting in the dark. That was very cool. But Shadow Root was losing. Daredevil and Siege is able to take a member of the Shadow Root captive. Another Psy shows up, knocks out a dude, and Daredevil is more convinced than ever that this all has something to do with Elektra. And in the end of this issue, we're left with Siege facing off with Daredevil. So we start part 4, issue 322. And we start, I believe it's 322. And we are actually 323, sorry. So in part 4, we see King Koi's past with Shadow Root. King Koi, after he was kicked out of Shield in the military, he went over to Shadow Root and tried to work a deal with him. Now, honestly, they don't like him too much, but nobody seems to like him too much, and he's still missing. So I don't know where he's at. But they did seem to end up coming to an agreement in the past. Now we're back to the present. Siege and DD, Daredevil, are chasing hand ninjas, and they're fighting on the back of a fire truck, trying to get to a guy named Vicento. Now, Vicento seems to have information about Shadow Root and wanting to do something good. He's dressed like the hand ninja, so I'm assuming he's a hand ninja trader. Somehow he's turning to Daredevil. It didn't really show where that happened. It just kind of starts here. But the whole fight scene looked really cool. And then we get some really good shots of Daredevil with the sticks he uses. And then he first transforms it into a nunchuck, and then he slaps together and extends the ends, and it becomes a bow staff. Now, I hadn't seen this before. Again, I'm not into Daredevil a lot. I haven't read a lot of Daredevil, but I have not seen this actually done before, and I thought it was really cool. Well, done before with Daredevil, and I thought it was really cool that they incorporated that, and he did that. Now, you guys can tell me below in the comments. This is something he does all the time. Cool, but that was really pretty cool for me. So Daredevil's Siege are able to finally recover Vicento back from the hand ninjas, and then he's snatched by Venom. And look at this Venom cover. He's like bent over backwards. It gives me that creepy ghost story vibe, kind of like the Grunge, or Grudge. The Grudge. It's really creepy looking, and he has Daredevil all wrapped up, and it was fantastic. And then I saw this panel. This is how Daredevil sees Venom. And Venom looks creepy in this. That was very cool. Very well done. Then we get this fight between Siege, Daredevil, Venom, all fighting over Vicento. And now Venom had gotten the jump on him, so he had the upper hand, and he was able to get away. Now there is even a shot of Daredevil actually jamming the stick up into Venom's mouth so he can't bite down. And Vicento the whole time keeps saying, I just wanted to do something good. I just wanted to do something good. But Venom had the edge on him. He caught him by surprise. He was able to escape with Vicento. Then we're looking at some reporters, and they have written on a chalkboard, is Daredevil Matt Murdock? So apparently that's still coming about in some way, that they are going to reveal who Matt Murdock is. And then we see Foggy talking to Matt's old girlfriend about the fight they had, about how he's slacking on work, whatnot. But look at these pages. Look at Foggy's face. Look at her face. Just not a fan of this. Let's flip the page. All right. So okay, we're now at the docks, and we see a shot of the Nina Pinto Santeria recreations. Why we pointed that out, I'm not sure, but we're at the docks. They're catching up to Venom, and they actually start fighting. Now, Daredevil actually gets the upper hand on Venom this time, probably because he wasn't surprised and caught off guard, but he is actually fighting Venom pretty much to a standstill. Then he decides to talk it out with Venom, and that's so he shows up. I'm going to blast him now. We're going to talk it out. Now, we come to find out Venom wants the virus because Venom wants to be able to be immune to fire and sound, because that's always been his weaknesses, and he thinks he could be a better superhero, a better lethal protector if he had these things removed. But Daredevil is able to convince him that because he has these things, it forces him to be smarter and to work harder to overcome those things, making him a better superhero than Spider-Man. And that if he does get rid of them, then Spider-Man will then be a better hero than he is. Daredevil used some reverse psychology. And Venom bought it. But it's Venom. I don't think he's ever... Well, I mean, Eddie Brock was supposed to be pretty smart, but Venom, I don't think he's ever been... He reverse psychologied him, and Venom hands over Bacento and takes off. Now, just as they're getting ready to talk to him, Psy comes out of nowhere, bam, right into his back, kills him, blood. DD looks over and goes, "You!" And then we get this page. Garrett the Cyborg, looking all Johnny Bravo, the hair, the big gun, and then an evil Elektra. Now again, she's dressed in a different color. She's got the hair that's coming out like this. She's got the evil eyes, and man, she looks evil. So I can't wait to find out how this ends. We got 2 more issues to go, 1 more episode to find out how they're going to resolve the virus. Did Elektra actually get the virus? Eddie has not been in this last issue here, issue 323, so I'm not sure where he is. I hope he's still safe. The virus hasn't been taken, so we'll see how this... well, Eddie was in the fight. Take that back. He was in the fight, but I didn't think they took him. I think they protected him. So, and it kind of swapped over to Bacento on this issue. So I don't know where the virus is, where Eddie is yet, and I hope everything works out fine. And evil Elektra, Matt Murdock's identity is going to get revealed. I'm expecting the Ninja Yetis to show up at some point. I don't know where they're at. This has been a crazy story. It's been really good. I have some problems with some of the facial expressions when it gets really close shots on faces, but otherwise the fight scenes are fantastic. Some of the panels are great. Now, if you enjoyed this review, please like and subscribe. It really does help the channel grow. And we'll see you next time here in the Long Box.